The Mail has now decided Meghan is trapped between being a celebrity royal or a royal celebrity. What kind of garbage framing is that? It's the same tired trick. Make Meghan seem like she doesn't belong, like she's confused about her identity. Let me ask you this. When William hangs out with David Beckham or attends glitzy premieres, do they question his identity? No. When Kate poses for glossy magazine covers, is she called a celebrity royal? Absolutely not. She's called elegant, modern, aspirational. But Meghan, oh no, she's attention-seeking. She's using her title. She's confused. Let's get one thing straight. Meghan doesn't need the crown to shine. She was already a successful actress, philanthropist and advocate long before she married into that family. The Mail just can't handle that she outshines the so-called working royals who live off taxpayer money while doing the bare minimum. This narrative is designed to make you forget one simple fact. Meghan chose service. She didn't need fame, she already had it. She wanted to use her platform for good, and that's exactly what she did until the institution and the press made it impossible. They claim Meghan's maternity leave in 2019 and her guest editing of British Vogue were self-promotion. Excuse me? Let's break this down piece by piece, because this is where the lies get really obvious. Meghan was on maternity leave, recovering and caring for a newborn, yet she still managed 22 engagements. That's more work than some royals do in an entire year. Looking at you, Kate, and let's talk about that Vogue issue. She curated the Forces for Change edition of British Vogue, fastest selling in its history. It featured women like Jacinda Ardern, Jane Fonda, Greta Thunberg, and activists changing the world. Not a penny in her pocket, but countless voices of women uplifted. She used her platform to spotlight others, not herself. She wasn't even on the cover. And still, the press framed it as vanity, as self-promotion. Meanwhile, Kate can stand in a field of daffodils, say nothing, wave at a camera, and get praised for regal elegance and quiet dignity. Please, let me tell you what this really is. The press was mad because Meghan was too good at the job. She connected with people. She inspired action. She made the other royals look lazy by comparison, and that was unforgivable in their eyes. This is not journalism, it's propaganda. The Duchess Do-Little gets protected, while Meghan, who actually delivers results, is torn down. And can we talk about this maternity leave nonsense for a second? The tabloids acted like Meghan took 6 months off and disappeared. The reality: she was back to work faster than most royal mothers, and she was criticised for that too. When Kate took maternity leave, it was all she deserves rest. Motherhood is her priority. How beautiful to see her enjoying this precious time. Valid, right? Mothers should rest and bond with their babies. But when Meghan did the same, it was, where's Meghan? And is she abandoning her duties? And when she did work, during that time 22 engagements, remember, they spun it as her being desperate for attention. You literally cannot win with these people. If you rest, you're lazy. If you work, you're fame-hungry. This is the textbook definition of a smear campaign, and it's exhausting to watch. Oh, and the funniest part? They try to act like Meghan being around celebrities is some sort of crime. When Meghan and Harry meet Beyoncé at the Lion King premiere, suddenly it's fame-chasing and breaking protocol. When they stay at Elton John's villa in the south of France, it's hypocrisy and celebrity obsession. But let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Diana was close friends with Elton John and George Michael. She was called glamorous, compassionate and relatable. Nobody questioned her authenticity. Charles was literally rubbing shoulders with Jimmy Savile, a confirmed predator and monster, and nobody blinked back then. In fact, Savile was given royal access for decades. Where was the outrage? William and Kate walk red carpets at Bond and Top Gun premieres, surrounded by Tom Cruise and other A-listers. They attend BAFTAs. They host celebrities at Kensington Palace, and they're called modern royals who are connecting with popular culture. But when Meghan does it, suddenly she's too Hollywood. She's cheapening the monarchy. She's obsessed with fame. So why is Meghan held to a different standard? Simple answer: racism and jealousy. A black woman in elite spaces makes them uncomfortable. A woman who's confident, accomplished, and doesn't shrink herself makes them feel threatened. And instead of addressing their bias, they turn it into a witch hunt. The hypocrisy is so blatant, it's almost laughable. Almost, except it's destroyed lives and mental health. Now, let's talk about what the tabloids conveniently ignore: Meghan's actual contributions. Let's remind the haters what she accomplished in less than 2 years as a working royal. Together, our Community Cookbook. She championed the Grenfell Tower survivors and helped them share their stories and recipes. The book became a bestseller, raising funds for the community kitchen. Real impact. Smart works. Meghan didn't just show up for a photo op. She created a capsule collection to help unemployed women get job interview clothing. Practical, empowering, life-changing for real women. Real advocacy for animal welfare, not just petting dogs for the cameras. National Theatre. She took on patronage from the Queen herself, working to bring arts and culture to underserved communities and new generations. Association of Commonwealth Universities. She became patron and visited universities, championing education and access for young people across the Commonwealth. And here's the kicker. Meghan completed over 100 engagements in her first year alone. Overseas tours to Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Tonga, speeches on gender equity, mental health, and women's empowerment. She connected with people everywhere she went, hugging them, listening to them, remembering their names. Compare that to Kate, who was literally nicknamed Duchess Do-Little and Waity Katie for years by the very same tabloids who now worship her. Even the late Queen reportedly had to push her to increase her workload. Kate's early years saw her doing fewer than 100 engagements annually, while Meghan was doubling that pace. Yet Meghan gets painted as lazy, as a quitter. Please, the numbers don't lie, but the tabloids absolutely do. And don't forget, the stats are out there. Multiple studies show Meghan faced twice as many negative headlines as positive ones between 2018 and 2020. For Kate, only 8% of her coverage was negative during the same period. Let me give you some side-by-side examples that prove the racism. Meghan touching her baby bump. Vain, attention-seeking, acting, breaking protocol. Kate touching her baby bump. Glowing, maternal, radiant, the perfect mother-to-be. Meghan eating avocado toast. Linked to human rights abuses, environmental damage, drought in developing nations. Kate eating avocado toast. Perfect pregnancy food, morning sickness cure, the Duchess's healthy choice. Meghan holding her bump with one hand. Narcissistic. Kate doing the exact same thing. Cradling her baby with love. You literally cannot make this up. It's blatant, shameless, and documented. Screenshots exist. Receipts are everywhere. And here's what really seals the deal. The palace fueled it. Palace aides briefed against Meghan while simultaneously protecting Kate. When rumours circulated about Kate using Botox, Palace communications jumped into action, issuing statements and shutting it down. When Meghan faced racist abuse, death threats and vile headlines, the palace went silent. That silence spoke volumes. They hung her out to dry, and then they had the audacity to blame her for speaking out about it. Let's be honest about what's really happening here. Meghan represented change. She was biracial, American, divorced, older, self-made and confident. She didn't fit their mold, and she didn't try to. She brought a modern approach, a global perspective, and genuine authenticity. And people loved her for it. The public adored her. Crowds came out in massive numbers wherever she went. Her fashion choices sold out in minutes. The Meghan effect boosted the British economy by millions. She was popular, effective, and a threat to the status quo. That's what they couldn't forgive. Meghan made the others look boring, outdated, and out of touch. The institution realized they had a star on their hands, but instead of supporting her, they saw her as competition. So they did what they always do. They destroyed her. Because if you can't control someone, you discredit them. So here's the truth, squaddies. Meghan didn't fail. She innovated. She inspired. She worked harder than most of them combined. The Daily Mail, the palace insiders, and the jealous royals couldn't handle it. So they twisted her brilliance into celebrity nonsense while letting Kate skate by with smoke, mirrors, and carefully controlled PR. But we see it. We know the truth. Meghan and Harry are free now. They're thriving. They're building a global legacy through Archewell, their Netflix projects, Harry's memoir, and their advocacy work. Meanwhile, the haters are stuck in their own bitterness, still obsessing over a woman who left their toxic system years ago. So, to the Daily Mail and the palace snakes who leaked against Meghan, who lied about her, who tried to break her, your smear campaigns are old, tired and transparent. And guess what? They didn't work. Meghan is still standing tall, still successful, still beloved by millions worldwide. And we're right here with her. That's it for today, squaddies. Drop your thoughts below. Why do you think the press and palace still obsess over Meghan years after she left? What do you think their next desperate move will be? Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because this family is growing every single day. And we're not letting lies win. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and always ride for Meghan and Harry. Peace.